Delhi looked like this last week और आसाम में ये सिचुएशन और भी सीरियस है. The state is facing one of its worst floods in recent year. But here's the confusing part. अगर इंडिया में इतनी बारिश होती है तो फिर रेन डेफिसिट कैसे हो रहा है? According to IMD, between June 1 and July 24, India received 16% less rainfall than normal. Now you might be thinking कि normal rainfall मतलब कितनी बारिश? The IMD compared this rainfall with long period averages. Basically, how much rain India normally received during the same period. This year, India has received around 352.9 millimeter compared to the average 418.9 millimeters. And the monsoon didn't exactly get off to a start. It arrived on Kerala on June 4th. But by the end of the June, India was facing massive 40% rainfall deficiency. फिर जुलाई में थोड़ी पिक्चर चेंज हुई. The country experienced two major active spells, and during this week of July 16 to 22, rainfall was almost normal. But here's the catch. जुलाई की heavy rainfall जून के deficit को recover नहीं कर पाई. And that's why the overall deficit was still around 16%. But now comes to the really important part. इंडिया में सिर्फ बारिश कम नहीं हो रही, इंडिया में बारिश uneven हो रही है. Around 53% of Indian districts have received below normal rainfall, while 12 have received excess rainfall. मतलब एक जगह लोग बारिश का वेट कर रहे हैं और असम से स्टेट के अंदर लोग लिटरली पानी के नीचे हैं. ठीक है साहब. The state has 30% rainfall deficit, but at the same time, flood across the multiple districts have affected more than 7 lakh people. अगर स्टेट में रेनफॉल डेफिसिट है तो फ्लड्स आ कहां से? एंड दैट्स द रियल क्वेश्चन. और इसके तीन मेजर रीजंस है. नंबर 1, एल नीनो. एल नीनो एक क्लाइमेट पैटर्न है जिसमें पैसिफिक ओशन के कुछ पार्ट्स का सरफेस वाटर अनयूजुअली वार्म हो जाता है और ये वार्मिंग दुनिया भर के वेदर पैटर्न को चेंज कर सकता है. इंडिया के लिए एल नीनो मींस वीकर मॉनसून, कम रेनफॉल और लॉन्गर ड्राई पैचेस. बट इट डजंट अफेक्ट एवरी रीजन इक्वली. कहीं ड्राई कंडीशन होती है और कहीं टॉरेंशियल रेन. And number 2, global warming. And this is where the thing gets interesting. Instead of rainfall being evenly spread across several days, we are increasingly seeing shorter but much more intense rain. You've probably seen it by yourselves. A few days of completely normal weather, and then suddenly 3 hours of raining and the city is flooded. Delhi, Mumbai, we have seen this pattern rapidly. Number 3, western disturbance. These weather systems usually bring rain and snow to northwest India during winter. But their usual activity this year has contributed to heavy rainfall, flash flood, landslide in places like Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir. Now here's the main question. Ki ho kya raha hai? Because this isn't just about getting back on your way to work. A huge part of India agriculture depends on our rainfall. So when the monsoon is delayed and unpredictable, and that means trouble to lot of farmers, agriculture production, and eventually food prices. And there is also another problem that we are not talking enough: reservoirs. Many major rivers across the India is holding less water than normal, and in South India, some of our major reservoirs are only filled 30%. So even if you see massive floods today, that doesn't necessarily mean we have enough water for tomorrow. And that's the biggest takeaway here. The problem isn't simply that India is getting less rain. It's that we are getting rain at the wrong time, in wrong place, and sometime in extreme amount. So I'll leave you with this question. If India has flood and rainfall deficit at the same time, so are we actually facing the rainfall problem or water management problem? Tell us what you think about it in comments. We are only halfway through the monsoon, so second half could still change the picture. But one thing is already clear: more rain doesn't automatically means more water security.